Hi everybody, Jackie's here. I'm just opening the chat box over here. All right, so it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday training day. And normally we would be doing this in the evening. It's normally about 9:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is my time. But my day is working a little differently today. So in the middle of running errands and things like that today, I thought, oh my gosh, my youngest just went back to school and I've got some other things I need to catch up on this evening. And I started thinking about my evening and I thought, wow, it's going to get pretty crazy pretty darn quickly. So I need to adjust. So I quickly had a plot twist and I thought, okay, well, I know that this is a little different time frame for everybody. So if you normally join me live, I apologize that this is not coming to you at that live time this evening. But I wanted to, again, make sure that this video gets out for this week because I think it's an important topic. And I wanted to be able to share it with you without feeling rushed. I might kind of be a little rushed, but because I'm doing it sooner than normal. But I still wanted to be able to get it to you without trying to rush this evening with getting the little one in bed and all the other stuff that happens. So I hope this is okay. I hope this is okay for you. We will get back on schedule next week. No worries. No worries. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Sorry. My personal assistant. It's not here, so it's just me. All right, I'm Jacqui Duran. Okay, so you guys know I do these training videos once a week. I kind of share tips, tricks, what's working for me in my business, where I'm at, and share ideas. And this gives us a great opportunity to kind of all come together for different topics, things like that. This week, because it's back to school week, and for any of you out there who have kids going back to school, organization is obviously very important for them, getting them ready for back to school. So as I'm buying school supplies, I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, so maybe I need to be buying some supplies. So the thing that mainly got me around to this topic, you guys know, I try and stay as organized as I possibly can because I have my job during the day, and then my husband works in the evening, so it's me at night. So it's getting the dinner ready and everything else, taking care of the house and stuff, normal stuff, right? But squeezing it in all together and still getting things ready for the next day and everything else. So when I have those opportunities to work my business, I make sure that I'm trying to take advantage of the entire time I've set aside to be able to work my business. Sometimes it's only like 30 minutes. Other times, maybe on a weekend or something, I might be able to dedicate a good, couple hours to really, getting some real business work done. That's kind of a luxury if I'm able to get that done. But for the most part, I try and be as organized as I possibly can. So that way when I do have the time to sit down and do it, I've got everything I need. I can sit down, grab it, and go and get done what I need to get done. I originally started off this weekly training series, chat, whatever we were calling it, the beginning of 2015. We are now in the middle of August. Well, a little past the middle of August, right? It's the 18th of August now. So I've been doing these weekly videos every single week since January, the first week in January of 2015. That's fabulous. That's fabulous. I'm on a roll. It's in sync. So I will be continuing this till obviously the end of the year. And then maybe we'll kind of readjust and see, do we still need to do a weekly video when we go into 2016, or do we kind of just need to maybe every other week or something? I don't know. Who knows? We'll kind of see where we're at and where we are and what works. So everything's flexible. So to kind of start off, I think organization in your business is number one priority. Number one priority. You have got to take the time to organize your business. For example, for me at my day job, every single Monday morning, I block out, literally on my Outlook calendar is blocked out. Usually it's 45 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour that it takes me. But I do block out one exact hour every Monday morning. And it is literally entitled Prioritizing the Week. So what I do is for that time frame, I sit down and I look at my calendar for the week, because I only do a week at a time. And I look at my calendar and I go, okay, I've got these meetings. I need to be able to sit down and get the agenda done for that one, or I'm doing a training class this day, or like currently I'm doing interviews for new staff. So it's like, okay, I need to be able to prepare for that interview. And I know that I've got that interview there. It's literally prioritizing my week, right? Reports that need to be done, things that need to get done for that week. So I take the time every Monday to get that done. Now, it doesn't mean that throughout the week that I'm not going to get thrown a surprise meeting or get thrown, something completely off the wall and have to roll with those punches and maybe even adjust my schedule to go along with that. Doesn't mean that those things aren't going to happen. But for the most part, because I have organized everything else in regards to my schedule, I can basically more or less roll with those punches as they come. Same kind of thing needs to happen with our Scentsy business, right? We need to be able to have a game plan for the week. Okay. Now, for some of us out there, if you're like me, if you have a job, if you've got kids, if you've got a household, you got everything else going on, even if you don't have a job, you still have a household, or, you've got college or whatever it is that's going on in your life. Scentsy, for the most part, for the majority of us, is not 100% of our life. It is not the only thing that we do in our life, right? We might be a mom, a mother, a husband, work full time. Maybe we're a stay-at-home parent. Doesn't matter. We might be a college student. But either way, we've got other stuff that has to fit in with our Scentsy lives. But if we want to make Scentsy that priority, we need to be able to make sure that it's getting the attention that it deserves. And again, that is why I think organization is key in all of that. Again, I'm going to go back to when I very first started this training series back in January. And I'd have to go back and double check my YouTube channel to see. I want to say that the very first video I did was about organizing your Scentsy business. If not, it was probably the second. But I think it was the first. And I kind of broke it down for you guys the way that I do my business. And I do my business the same way now that I started in January. Every single day of the week for me has a theme to it. Let's say we'll call it a theme, okay? So Mondays is usually the day where I try and get mail outs done. And I don't mean going to the post office to do it. But I mean, just basically catching up on emails, messages, things like that. I'm trying to get things together, okay, that are ready to be mailed out. For example, this week I am mailing postcards for a sneak peek for our catalog that starts September 1st, right? We're here, the 18th of August. I need to start thinking about September. So this week it was about getting these guys out the door and starting to get that stuff ready to go. Tuesday is usually training day. And if you guys are not yet aware, every single Tuesday, Scentsy Corporate does a training call or webinar, right? Every single Tuesday. You can find out more information by going to your workstation, clicking on the training center tab. It's up in the very top, not like where your tabs are for like resources and news and stuff like that. Look at the very top of your page and you'll see the words training center. Click on that and it will take you directly to, it'll say sign up for an existing or sign up for a future call or look through existing content, something to that effect. When you're registering for a new and upcoming call, those are the ones that happen every single Tuesday. And they're amazing. They really, really are. They bring in some of our greatest leaders, so our superstar directors, our star directors, all throughout Scentsy. And every week is a new topic, basically. So those are very, very helpful. So in regards to getting that done, I'm not always available to be able to watch those during the day. I used to be able to watch them live. I just can't make it happen with my work schedule anymore. So Tuesday evenings, or I want to say afternoons, when I get home and I'm getting dinner started, or my little one's just kind of, decompressing for the day, whatever, I will actually throw one of those on. And I may not be able to give it like 100% attention, like I'm sitting down, like, watching this video right now. I may not be able to do that, but it doesn't mean that while I'm getting dinner ready, I can't just bring my laptop or bring my Surface in there, set it up on the counter, turn on the video, and be cooking and listening to at the same time as to what's going on. So again, it's not getting 100% of my attention, but it's kind of like, working with your children, right? You might be doing other things, but you're still listening to them and absorbing the gist of the conversation that's happening, right? We can all multitask a little bit. And then, of course, Tuesday evenings, these videos. This one just so happens to be happening during the afternoon. Sorry for throwing you off of your schedule. But it will be available for you tonight. So tonight, you don't have to worry about like waiting for me. So if you are getting home from work and you're like, oh my gosh, I never get to watch her live, bam, your video is already going to be there for you. Wednesday is my post office day. So everything that I've gotten ready from normally Monday or any other time throughout the week, anything that I have that needs to be mailed actually goes in my mail bag. And my mail bag is just my Scentsy bag, right? It sits here in my room. And what it does is anytime that I have stuff that needs to be mailed, I literally toss it into that bag. So on Wednesday, when I make my trip to the post office, all I have to do is take that bag and everything that's in there, it's either already pre-stamped or I just quickly need to weigh it and get weight to be able to pay for the postage. And I don't stand in line. Again, I'm all about trying to save myself time. And I usually have my little one with me. So I just we have like a little kiosk. It looks like an ATM and you can literally do a touch screen and get all your stuff done. It's awesome. I love it. That's like my favorite machine ever. Well, one of my favorite machines ever. And it's a really quick and easy way for me to do. So I just know that on Wednesdays, that's when everything's going to go out the door that I've kind of been prepping for the entire previous week. So that works well for me. Thursday is usually the day that I will take to, more or less get online and do some social interaction, things like that. So it very well might be that I'm hopping on my training page or on my team page and getting things done in there. It may be that I'm catching up on messages or emails from the week. It just kind of depends on what the needs are for anything social media. It may just be out there promoting a lot because you guys know I do a lot of social media marketing. So it may just be me getting out there and doing that social media marketing and pushing those posts out or boosting them or whatever it is that I happen to be needing that week, getting that done. Friday is kind of, that's what I call my order day. But what I do is I take any individual orders that I have from throughout the week and I compile them into one giant order. And normally these are orders from people who are local to me. Some of them are long distance orders, and that is perfectly fine. You can set it up, when you're in your workstation and you're closing a party, you can choose to have it delivered all to your address, which is what I normally do for these orders every Friday, because again, they're all local. But you can also, even though I'm putting it all on the same order, you can designate a certain order to go to a separate address. Now, the whole point of me doing one group order for any individual orders throughout the week is to be able to save my local people shipping, because I'm having it shipped to me. So it's going to one address. And when it goes to one address, and currently in August, the total is 150. Anything that hits 150, you automatically get free shipping to that one address. Starting in September, it's going to bump up to 200, but that's okay. I don't really foresee any huge issues with that. But so we're going to talk about September. So let's say in September, so I'm going to just take all those individual orders, put them all together to hopefully at least get to 200. Because again, I'm able to give everybody free shipping at that point, right? Plus the fact, you know me, I like to be able to make it all pretty and make it presentable for everybody and make it fun. Because when everything's coming to me, that gives me the opportunity when it arrives to, one, check every order, make sure it's all there. Make sure any bulbs didn't get broken in shipping or anything like that. It all looks pretty. I can dress it up, pull out the tissue paper. We've talked about this. Pull out the tissue paper. We can dress it up. We can tie it with ribbons. We can write our thank you cards. We can make it all beautiful and pretty and ready to deliver, right? So Friday is my order day. I'm literally collecting all of those orders, putting them in to kind of finalize my week. So, and I will tell people, hey, I'm trying to, because they may come to me like on Monday or Tuesday and be like, hey, I have an order I want to put in. No problem. I'm putting it on Friday. So on Friday, I'll be submitting your order. And for some people that works very well because Friday is normally payday. And they're like, oh, that's perfect because that's when I get paid. And that kind of helps me out. So it works for them too. Plus, I'm being upfront and honest with them. I don't want my customers to think that they're giving me an order on Monday. And then they're like, man, it's like Friday. Shipping's usually pretty quick, and she hasn't said anything about when my order is coming. I hope that she didn't forget my order. No, they know when I'm putting it in. I'm just being upfront and honest with them, and they're perfectly fine with that. They're perfectly fine with that. If it comes down to something where they're needing that order like immediately, of course, I'm going to make the exception. I'm going to put that order in for them right away. Or if it happens to be maybe like a limited time kind of product, like we're getting ready to get into the holiday season, guys, and holiday season, when the fall catalog comes out, not catalog, but the fall flyer comes out with like the Halloween stuff and everything, those guys sell out quick. So my tip to you, just as an off note here, my tip to you is when we get into those seasons, make sure that those limited edition items that are only available while supplies last, that you're putting those orders in as soon as you possibly can. You want to ensure your customers are getting what they're wanting, because if you do save them up like I do for once a week, that's fine. But you need to be watching that news tab to see how quickly things are selling, because the last thing you want is to be in the situation of, oh my gosh, I saved all my orders and now it's no longer available and I have to break the bad news. You don't want bad news. Saturday, I kind of set myself up for the week. So Saturday is kind of like what I do at my work on Monday, right? So Saturday I sit there and I will schedule all of my posts for Facebook, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Facebook has this amazing feature where you can get on and you can schedule a post for a specific date, a specific time that it will actually go out the door. So I can add pictures, I can write up everything that I wanted to say, hit schedule instead of post or publish. And when you hit schedule, again, that's when you can select your date, your time of when you want that to go out. So on my Facebook fan page, if you guys follow along, then you'll know that I try and do a different theme for every day with that too. And so I'm able to schedule those posts, get them all ready to go. And that way they're ready and done. And so throughout the week, I don't have to sit there and go, oh my gosh, I've completely neglected my Facebook fan page. There's nothing going on there. Again, if we've got something special going on, or I happen to see something, or I just have something fun I want to do, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to post it. I'm still going to post it, but I already have those scheduled posts already lined up and ready to go. Sunday normally comes down to family day for me. So I try and just put it all away. I try to relax. I try to enjoy my family and enjoy just a day off, which is lovely. But if I happen to just be laying around on the couch and we're not doing much, yeah, I very well might hop on, answer some emails, do whatever, touch base, that kind of thing. But that kind of schedules my entire week for me. So again, it keeps me on track and keeps me organized. Now, that kind of leads me into the second piece of this topic of organization is, for example, this week, and I was telling my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to completely refigure how I'm doing things. You guys know I'm pretty honest with you here. I'm almost embarrassed to show this, but I'm going to show it because it's what I do. This is my business, okay? This is my business. Every single month, I have my mail out list for samples that I do. I also will do mail outs for any potential team members. So people who are requesting a possibility packet or interested in joining my team. Maybe it's somebody who has just strictly given me just a request for a catalog or a product list, or, maybe just a certain scent in general. I get those a lot too, from my customers who are like, hey, I saw that you put a post about Bonfire Beach earlier this week, and I haven't smelled that one. Do you have that one? Of course, yes. So I will do those little intermittent samples. This is the embarrassing part. So what I have been doing is I did have a little system going on for a while. However, throughout the course of this year, my business has grown. Okay. My mailing list has grown. My possibility list has grown. Those people who are interested in joining. So I want to be able to get those out. My customer base has grown. So I have people who are current customers who just want samples, or, oh my gosh, I lost my catalog. Can you get me a new one, kind of thing. So those lists have all grown. What I have been doing is every single month, and I usually keep these for 3 months at a time. Completely embarrassing right now how I'm doing this, but I just want you to know this is what happens. This is what happens, right? When you get busy and life happens and you're just going, right? So I have my little ironically, it says things to do at the top, right? It's just this little notepad list. Okay, what I have been doing is every single month, and like here we are back in May, right? These are the people in May that I sent samples out to. And like, for example, I even will put on here like my team members. So if my downline, if I'm needing, like maybe they've hit a milestone and I want to send them something fun, right? A fun, you know, congratulations, you hit certified kind of package, right? I'll put that on there and what I'm mailing out to. And I'll make myself little notes. Like in May, this says basket party ready to deliver to Maribel tomorrow with party to close on Friday, May 8th. So apparently that was my note to myself. So I did some more mail outs the middle of May. So here they are. And again, I've put like little notes of, you know, what I've sent those people, because some people, like this person got a possibility packet and the sample. And sample means my scent of the month sample. This one, oh, that was a downline. So that was what I sent to her for promoting. Here's my June list of people who got my initial June samples, because I usually do them in 2 batches. I do them before the beginning of the month hits. So like I did this on May 31st. This was all the June scent of the months. I got those out to those people in the beginning part of that list. And then my second part is there. And then in July, this was my next round of samples that went out the door to everybody on that list. These lists are handy. They're handy for the fact that, yes, as I am sitting down and I'm doing those mail outs, like I said, normally on Monday, I'll make all those out and stuff like that. Mondays is when I do the majority of those. Make up my samples, things like that. And then, you know, you guys know that I do, you know, batches of samples at a time. So I have, this is my sample basket. So all I have to do is grab it, go, put it in an envelope and send it out. During the week, you know, I work during the day and I carry my big day bag. And I always have a packet of envelopes with me in there, because if during the day and during my lunch break, I can check my email very quickly, or very rarely check my Facebook messages when I'm at work. But sometimes miracles do happen. But if I get those requests, this is why I keep envelopes with me in my bag, because that way I can instantly get their address. I can fill it out and bring it home. And then when I get home, I'm like, oh yeah, yep, because she wanted a sample. So all I have to do is then just grab a sample out of my bag, put it in the envelope that's already addressed, slip a stamp on it, and put it in my mail bag. And on Wednesday, it's ready to go out the door, right? So the purpose of that is to hopefully then remember to come back and write it down on this list. Doesn't always happen. I also, you guys know, and I don't even think I have it in here. Surprisingly enough, I do not have my phone in here. But I use my phone because I will put in contact. So when I'm creating a new contact, maybe it's somebody who just contacted me and they wanted a sample, I will put their name and their address into my phone. If I've got their phone number too, I'll put it in there too as a contact. So I've got it. So if for some reason I'm at the post office and it's like, oh my gosh, I totally didn't write her address down, I quickly go through my phone, find her contact, or his, and write the address down, and I've got it. So it helps me too for on the go stuff. So also too, if I have like a break at work, or if I'm out running around, I've got some time, you know, like waiting in the doctor's office and I want to fill out some envelopes, I can do that. But coming upon, like I said, those lists have all grown just since January, since I just started all of these different lists that I do for all of my different mail outs. All of that has grown. So I was sitting there, I was sitting there, and I told my husband, oh my gosh, I need to come up with a better way of doing this, because I feel, and I get very anxious. I get very anxious. But I was starting to feel that anxiety, like, oh my God, I have this feeling like I'm forgetting things. Like it's like, oh my gosh, did I remember to send her a sample? And oh my gosh, we were messaging back and forth on Facebook about a possibility packet. She's interested. And I know I wrote it down, and I know I got it all, the possibility packet, ready to go, but did that actually go out the door? I can't remember if that actually went out the door. Like, did it go in my bag, and did it go to her after we were talking? And I was like, okay, that's it. Time out. I have got to figure out a better way to be able to stay organized. So I stopped what I was doing, and I made an emergency run to Target. Who doesn't make an emergency run to Target? I totally make emergency runs to Target. So I went to Target. Okay. You guys, if you watch any of my other videos that are not like directly Scentsy related, I do Target hauls. So this might be like a Target haul video too. But they had some really cute, in the Target dollar spot, some really cute note cards. So I was able to get some more note cards to go out the door. I just love these guys. They live down there. Dollar spot had washi tape, you know, because washi tape is important. That's why I have a whole basket of washi tape. That's where it lives. Bam. 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 Washi tape basket. Okay. Why do I need? I don't know. But I figure they'll be cute on mail outs in some shape or form. I don't know. Just gonna put those down there. Of course, tissue paper. It's gold, and I'm sorry. Did you not see this? This is gold and chevron. Lucky I didn't buy like 5. Anyway, the purpose of that visit was not the washi tape. It was not the tissue paper. And yeah, the thank you cards are important. So maybe it kind of was the thank you cards too, because I do a handwritten card in every single thing that I send out. So those are important to my business. But I got a new one. Okay. You've seen my other one, my things to do list, right? But yes, it was things to do, but you know, oops. When you're talking about doing a reboot and reorganizing, then it's time to reorganize in my book. Okay. That's how it forces me to do it, because I get all giddy about office supplies. So I'm like, awesome. I'm totally using this right now. Totally using it. I've talked about doing this previously, guys. Even though things, and it may seem like I'm really organized, in my head, I get anxiety because I don't feel like I'm organized. But I think that it's important to be able to take that time out when you need it. When you recognize things are not working as they should be, you need to recognize that. And you need to take that time out to say, okay, stop. How can I do this better? Because what I'm doing right now, either A, isn't working, B, isn't working well enough. I'm not making sure that I'm getting samples or possibility packets out to the people who I've already told that I'm sending it to. So I need to stop. I need to stop, and readjust. So how am I going to do that? It's always a good time to hit that reboot button. And we've talked about that multiple times throughout the year. So just because things are working well does not mean that you can take the time out, hit reboot, update your business, and go, okay, update time. This is what we're going to start doing because things need to be a little bit more under control. got some more highlighters, and I went ahead and got markers because markers are just fun. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, it is back to school time. So everything is truly on sale when it comes to school supplies. So composition notebooks, 75 cents a piece, guys. And they're probably cheaper at other places. Target had them for 75 cents. So 3 of them bought. I'm going to write on here what each one is. Each comp book is going to have a new purpose or a different purpose. Okay. One is going to be my monthly sample mail out book. So in this book, and I'll label it, I'll make it all pretty, and I got lots of washi tape here to play with. I'm going to make it pretty. And then in here is where I'm literally going to write down my sample list. And yes, I'm totally going old school in all of this because for me, I'm visual. I'm a visual learner. I'm a visual person, and it just works better if I'm visual. So yes, I can do this on my fancy service, and I can make some spreadsheet. I can make a PowerPoint presentation about it. I can do a whole Visio flow chart of how I'm going to do it. I can do a Word document, whatever. I can get totally geeky with it, and that's fine. I want to be able to see it. This is what's going to work for me right now. This is what is going to make me do it. This is what I'm doing. So that was part of my timeout. Okay. So that's what that book is only going to have in it is what has been these lists. Okay. They're going to be a heck of a lot more organized, and they're going to be in a book. The next comp book is going to be all about possibility and potential team member mailouts. So when I am talking to people and they're asking me for a possibility packet, or they're maybe they're a host who I'm starting to get the vibe of they very well might be interested in joining Scentsy, that kind of thing, they're going in this notebook. It'll get all prettied up, and it'll talk about possibility or team members, or I don't know, something fun will come out of that. This one, because these two are mainly for samples and recruiting, aka possibility packets. Okay, this one I haven't yet decided if it's going to have its own theme or not yet. It might be more, I've initially started thinking of it as a party book, so almost like a checkout or a list of parties that I'm doing. And I wish I could say I was the home party queen. I'm not the home party queen, but I am the pouch party queen. And these guys get mailed out everywhere. They get handed out everywhere. And, yes, they're very inexpensive, and I use these for that purpose because they are inexpensive to me. And if for some reason something happens to this guy, I'm not out a whole lot of money. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace the testers that were in there. But it's not like I've sent a, $35 warmer out into the world plus, layers and all kinds of stuff, right? I haven't sent like everything in the farm out. So if for some reason something happens to this guy, at least can replace him cheaply or inexpensively. But this book is going to keep me on track of who has a pouch party out, who is requesting a pouch party or a bag party. I do those two. Or maybe it's just an online party, whatever. Hopefully there's some home parties that are going to live in here too. But I can kind of keep track of host information all in this book. And my goal is to put down, who I've given a pouch party to, when the potential closing date for that party is. And then at the end, when I do close it out, I want to, of course, check off that, yes, I got the pouch back. And so that way I know I can recirculate it and get it back out into the world. And B, also, I want to be able to put in there what the party total is. So that way I can kind of track my hosts, because I will be able to know very quickly and at a glance, who those VIP hosts have been, and just because you don't have an amazing party doesn't mean that you're still not one of my VIP hosts. It just means that we need to work better the next time that we host a party on, okay, so last time you only got to like 175. So what can we do next time to bump it up a notch? And I'll brainstorm either on my own or with them directly on how we can do that. And that will hopefully help me stay on track better with where we're at with all of those. So that's kind of where my emergency timeout happened today. And that's where it kind of left me. So I hope some of these ideas work for you. I hope they maybe inspire you for some ideas. And if nothing else, I hope that they give you the, the jump start to be able to take that time out and say, hey, hold on, something's not working. I need to readjust, and I need to see what I can do to make my business run a little bit better or a little bit smoother, not only for you as your own business owner, but for your customers as well, because your customers want organization too. They don't want it to seem like you're just like this jumbled mess and have like all these little pieces of paper somewhere hiding. Not hiding. They're in plain sight on my desk, but whatever. So anyway, okay, we're going to get organized, guys. So next week, challenge yourself. Give yourself a challenge for this week to get yourself organized. How are you going to do things a little bit differently? How are you going to reboot? Because, we're getting ready. We are literally, 2 weeks away from jump starting into this brand new catalog. And this brand new catalog, if you guys haven't seen it yet, if you haven't ordered yours, if you're a consultant, if you're a customer and you haven't seen this baby yet, just wait. This thing is going to knock your socks off. And we're going to do amazing things with this catalog. So what better time to stop and get organized than we're getting ready to launch into this amazing season, right? We've got fall and winter coming up, and these are huge times for Scentsy to be able to have for your Scentsy business, because you've got people who are buying for holiday gifts. You've got the frenzy of the fall and autumn warmers that are about to come out. After that, we're going to have the holiday warmers. And so it's going to get insane, and you're going to want to be ready for that. Trust me, you're going to want to be ready. So take this week as a challenge, as a personal challenge to say, okay, how am I going to get reorganized? How am I going to better fine tune my business to make it help me do what I need it to do? So that way, again, when you've got 20 minutes to sit down and work for your business, you can instantly jump in and go. I'm going to do it. And when I come to you next Tuesday for our weekly meeting, I'm going to show you these books and what I've done and how I've gotten organized with all of my emergency target supplies that I just went to had to go get. Anyway, until next week, peace, love, happiness. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. It's crunch time, guys. 2 weeks left. 2 weeks left with our current catalog. So get the word out that you need to be closing up your business and ready for the new catalog. I will talk to you soon.